Hi everybody, my name's Troy Hawes and welcome to another edition of My Acoustic Lounge. Today, by request, we're going to review Sweet Child of Mine, of course written and performed by the mighty Guns N' Roses. Sweet Child of Mine peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1988. Now, before we get started, be sure to click the subscribe button, as I'm always trying to put up new content on a regular basis. In addition, if you like my guitar tutorials and covers, you might actually also like my original music, which can now be purchased or streamed from any one of your favorite online music providers. Simply look up Troy Hawes. You'll find my music there. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at the chords that you're going to need to know. Then we're going to perform an acoustic lounge version of this great song. Afterwards, we'll go in depth, have a closer look at the chord progression. As always, I'm going to use a great backbeat from my Beatbuddy by Singular Sound. So if you want to learn a great Guns N' Roses song, stick around. We're going to get started right now. Okay, before we get into the chords that you're going to need to know for this great song, there are a few key points that I need to make about the acoustic lounge version of Sweet Child of Mine. The first thing has to do with tuning the guitar. If you're hoping to learn these chords and then simply play along with Guns N' Roses' album version, that's not going to work. The reason for that is because Guns N' Roses tune their guitar down. Now, this was a very common practice for a lot of hard rock bands of the 80s to help accommodate their lead singer's singing style, which was, again, in the 80s, primarily quite a high key that they all sang in. Just made it a little bit easier. The second point is that opening riff. I perform a slightly different version than the original by Slash. So if you're hoping to learn that, you're not going to get that out of the acoustic lounge version. And lastly, to help accommodate my singing style, I use a capo on the first fret when I'm playing this song. So keep that in mind if you want to play along with me. With that said, let's get to these chords. Okay, let's have a look at the 6 chords that you're going to need to know to get all the way through Sweet Child of Mine. The first chord is a D. There's a C. Now, I use a combination of the standard C chord and a C add 9. In fact, in many of the versions of this song I've seen, there's a lot of players that use a C add 9 in this song. Either or will work. There's a G chord. There's an A. And then there are 2 minor chords. One's an E minor, and one's an A minor. That's it. Those 6 chords are going to get you all the way through this great song. Let's get to the cover. Got a smile, seems to me, reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. If I stare too long, probably break down and cry. Oh, 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 got eyes of the bluest sky, as if they thought of rain. I hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. It reminds me of a warm, safe place where as a child I'd hide and pray for thunder and the rain quietly pass me by. Whoa, whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine. Whoa, oh, 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 sweet child of mine. Where do we go? Ah, where do we go now? Where do we go? Ah, where do we go now? Ay, 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 where do we go now? Where do we go? Ah, where do we go now? Okay, let's have a closer look at the chord progression to this fantastic song. We're going to break this into 3 parts. We're going to have a look at the verses first, then we'll have a look at the chorus. Then we'll finish things off with a look at that outro. This song takes this crazy turn on the chord progression, adds in a couple of new chords, and it's quite a bit different than the rest of the song. Now that opening riff, it's quite detailed. It itself could probably use its own lesson, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Watch for an upcoming lesson on the acoustic lounge version of that opening riff. With that said, let's get to the verses. Okay, the verse. Let's have a closer look. It basically starts on the D chord. Here we go. She's got a smile, seems to me, remind me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I stare too long, I'll probably break down and cry. And that simply repeats itself through each of the verses. Let's have a look at the chorus. Okay, the chorus is played slightly different. It starts on the A major chord. Here we go. Whoa, ho, 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 sweet child of mine. Whoa, ho, 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 sweet love of mine. That's it. It's very, very easy. Let's take a close look at that outro. Alright, the outro starts on the E minor chord. Here we go. Where do we go? Ah, where do we go now? Where do we go? Ah, where do we go now? That's it. Very, very easy. There you have it. Sweet Child of Mine, written and performed by Guns N' Roses. Thank you for tuning in to my acoustic lounge. My name is Troy Hawes. Again, if you like my videos, please consider subscribing. I do truly, truly appreciate it. Until the next time, keep playing. Music is good for the soul.